Instagram post today and was just curious, like, how you came to the decision and what does this look like for you in this season, seasons to come?
Oh man, well, it was kind of up in the air this year. We were just kind of seeing how the season was going to go. So it was always just on the back of my mind, would this be the last year? Just period, last. But it's still not official. It might do 2026. But that would definitely be it. So we'll just kind of, but this will definitely be the last Olympic trials.
How do you approach the first round?
You know, I haven't raced much this year, and I just wasn't really that fit earlier in the year. I made like a quick little coaching change about a month ago. Went back with my old coach, Lawrence Johnson, and we just like, let's see what we can do. Let's finish this thing together. We started this kind of really, not the beginning of my pro career, but the part where I got really good. So said, let's just finish this together. We just made a decision, and yeah. It's just kind of, so to answer your question, we're just kind of testing the fitness. I would have liked to have pushed it a little bit more, but with it being top 5, it's really just like, let's just advance.
Can you talk about the coaching change? Like, where'd you go and come back?
Yeah, I was originally with John Smith, and it was great. Nothing bad to say about him. He's a great coach. It definitely just helped me, just physically and mentally where I was at in my career, and I just needed that change for me. But things wasn't clicking as much as I would have liked them to click. And when you make go to a new coach that doesn't really know you, doesn't know your strengths, we're kind of just figuring it out together. And with this being my last Olympic trials, it was like, let's just go back to what we know works and let's see if we can make something shake.
Was that like after Budapest or was it early in this year?
It was after the LA meet. I literally went from LA to Arkansas. So.
I couldn't hear. Did you say
I said after the LA meet, the
LA Grand Prix.
LA Grand Prix, yeah.
Who'd you go to?
I went back to Lawrence Johnson. Okay.
You said you haven't raced that much. Obviously, I think it's like four events.
2 races.
2 races.
Oh, and I ran a 400 earlier.
How much do you value racing in the lead up to trials? Like, I mean, obviously you didn't race a lot, but how important is it, or is it not important to you?
I've done it before without having hardly any races at all. In the last Olympics, I don't think I hardly raced at all that season, just after battling COVID, optic neuritis, which was literally could not see for about a good month. So I really didn't have any races that year, but I think it definitely matters. It definitely just gives you that confidence to feel sharp, feel race ready. I would prefer to have those races, but not having them, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm definitely a vet in the game, so it's something I wouldn't like, but it's something I can handle for sure.
Were you dealing with as significant injuries this year relative to previous years?
You know what, this year I really was pretty healthy, and I think just kind of making that change and slowing it down for myself really helped to just kind of get the body healthy, and that was really the goal of this year. After just kind of doing the same thing I've been doing for like the last 10 plus years actually, the body was just beat down, and from having Achilles injuries, I hurt my back in 2023 going into Budapest, and we just did as best what we can do to get me on the line at Budapest, and I didn't make it to the finals. And after that, it's just like, okay, I really have to focus on getting healthy more than anything. I'm going to continue running.
You like being kind of like I don't want to say underdog, but kind of you are a little bit. You like that role?
Oh man, you know what? It's so crazy to even be in that position. I really guess I don't even consider myself the underdog. Maybe the world does, I don't know. But I think I have absolutely nothing to prove at all. In fact, I think you need to prove it to me. But that's my feelings on the situation.
At this point in your career, what perspective do you have in this sport? You can look back, and obviously when you were younger, where's your perspective now?
Oh man, I think I spent a lot of years not enjoying it and just doing everything to just get to the line, focus on winning. I guess my perspective now is I wish I would have taken those time to kind of enjoy it a little bit more. I think going into my career, I used to kind of hope that I'd get to this point where I was just so good that I wouldn't have to work anymore and that you'd just be so fast that everything would be easy, and that never ever happened. Until I think maybe now, and it's not easy because the workload is just easy because I just feel like at peace with any decision that happens on the track.
What would you have done differently to have fun earlier on?
I think for one, I would have seen the places we actually go to. I think, the last couple of years I was like, I'm going to get out the hotel room. I think it's just those little things. I think it's taking those time to really just support yourself and just embrace like your own accomplishments. And so much was like, okay, what's next? And not just taking those moments to say, I'm going to enjoy this moment and not worry about what happens next.
It seems like through your career there's been like waves of attention between like early on maybe there wasn't as much attention, then you won Olympic gold, you got world records, and then maybe like as the event has kind of changed a little bit in the past couple of years, maybe it's like dipped. But just curious how you've appreciated the attention you received, or I don't know, do you prefer to like be kind of
I think so. And I think this is really important to younger people too. You can't let anybody determine your worth and your value and who you are. And I think when you focus on those things, and I definitely got caught up in that too, of just focusing on not getting the attention and feeling like I wasn't worth the attention. And that was never, ever, ever the case. And not just my accolades show for it, but just who I am as a person. And that goes for every single person on the track. What the attention, who they give it to, it's so many different factors, and none of them have to do with you. And it's just who they want to highlight in that moment. And that's why you just have to do it for you and do it for your love of the sport. And I love running so much. So just happy to kind of be on that side of it and be able to see that.
Are you loving it now? Do you feel like are at that stage now?
Yeah, I definitely love it. I'll definitely still run for the rest of my life. And I've loved it for the last couple of years. I think after 2021, I definitely had that perspective of, wow, let me start enjoying this a little bit more. And from then on, it was pretty enjoyable. But even more so now, it's different. It definitely feels like it's coming to an end. But I'm embracing that, and it feels like I'm ready, and not ready to not do well, but ready to take whatever comes on.
What does run for the rest of your life mean? Does that mean like you're going to hop into like 5Ks, half
Yeah, I'm
marathons?
going to run a marathon one day. That's definitely on the goal. 5K, obviously not professionally or anything like that, but on the road for sure.
Can I ask you about the repechage? They're going to add that sort of, if you lose out in the first round, you have a second chance in Paris. Do you know about this?
No, I don't. What
Oh,
happened?
really? So if you don't qualify into the semis in Paris, it's the repechage round where you have a second opportunity.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't believe in that at all.
Did you not know that, really?
No, I didn't know
Okay.
that.
It's like if you hit, let's say you hit a hurdle in the
Yeah.
first round and you don't
Oh, okay.
qualify,
Well,
then you
that
get
is
another
like, if
chance.
it's like a thing situation, you're falling in the, that was awful. You never want to see that. If it's that type of situation, I think that's amazing.
But do you understand like why they would weave that in? It feels like you're not the biggest.
If it's for true reasons, like things do happen in these races, and it's unfortunate that you miss out on that goal. But I thought you meant like maybe like that person that was like 9th out of top 8.
It
I
actually
mean,
is
it
that.
is.
Oh.
Well, it's all
for
of the above
anything,
and below.
Anything, yeah.
It's
Even if
if
you
you
false
don't-
start, I think you can move on.
Personally, no.
Great.
I think there were 8 people in the race that didn't do it.
Okay.
I said one other question. I was.
Is that a hot take? I don't know.
Oh, no, maybe
It's your
not.
take.
Have
yours.
other people say?
Honestly, most people don't even know, like.
People have mixed feelings.
Okay.
Yeah. I did have one other question. Obviously, you've been here for a while. You've competed on like Diamond Leagues and various different meets. Curious your thoughts on Michael Johnson's Grand Slam League.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think it's about time that we have a league, and to just see him, I wish it was a little bit earlier, but maybe I'll do it next year. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I think it's amazing. I think it's great for athletes to just kind of have another outlet to make money and not be solely relying on our shoe companies. And I'm one of those athletes that have been fortunate to have been signed and have a good deal my entire career, but that's far and few.
So much to learn.
Thank you.